AKA 100-piece nuggets or the cosmetics lead.
In the last dev update, Medler and Pabra mentioned we're introducing thematic seasons. So today, we're here to talk more about what a season is,
Almost
theme,
there.
and what the experience is going to be like both on and off the Rift.
Over the years, we fleshed out the world
So
and regions
clean,
of
bro.
Runeterra.
Wait, what's he doing?
He needs to get out of there.
Universes like Star Guardian,
I did all that for
Darkmoon,
nothing?
or Darkstar. We've highlighted these worlds and moments like summer events or narrative.
That was the
drops
cleanest
around
rush play.
universes. Now we want to take
Watch
that
him come
immersion
back and say
further
he
with
got
new seasons.
disconnected.
So next year, we're going to have 3 seasons, each around 8 patches long,
what
where
the
we're going to
fuck?
follow champions around different
No, that was so
regions of
weird. I have
Runeterra.
no idea what happened.
Each one is going to have its own theme, but we're going to have an overarching narrative that connects them throughout 2025.
And each season's theme will be the anchor for most of the content going into the game as well.
In the past, we've had these big releases like Swarm or Spirit of Hearthhome. They're super memorable and fun, but they're also not connected to a larger integrated moment. And in seasons, we want everything to connect together. That means things like gameplay updates, modes, mini games, and champions will mainly have a strong tie to the season's theme.
We'll have a bunch of skins that celebrate that seasonal theme, but we'll also continue to invest in a wide variety of skin lines that are unrelated to the season as well. So expect to see cosmetics celebrating Lunar Revel or things like bees.
Ultimately, our goal is to immerse you in the parts of the world that we're visiting from the moment you open the client to the moment you see the victory screen and everything in between. So enough tiptoeing around it. We know that you want to know what Season 1 is. So for our first ever season, we are headed to the land of strength and domination, Noxus.
Hey everyone, I'm Riot Froxon, lead gameplay designer for League.
And I'm Riot Oberon, project lead of the Summoner's Rift team. Next year, when you step onto the Rift, it'll look a little bit different than you're used to. We want seasons to be a way you can immerse yourself in League, especially once you load onto the Rift. So we have a preview of some of the updates you can expect in Season 1 of 2025.
We're headed to everyone's favorite region of fierce fighters, cloak and dagger magic, and strength, above all. Prepare to be...
Yeah.
decimated! Beyond the Noxian invasion of the map, we've also made some gameplay improvements and changes for next year.
First, it wouldn't be a new season without an overhaul to the item system. Just kidding. But there are some Noxian-themed boot upgrades, but it's not as simple as picking them up from the shop. In fact, they come along with a new mechanic, Feats of Strength.
There are 3 objectives that your team can claim throughout the game. First Blood, First Tower, and first 3 epic jungle monsters. If your team is the first to complete 2 of these 3 objectives, so for example, First Blood and First Tower, your Tier 2 boots will transform into new versions with slightly better stats. You'll also get access to powerful Noxus-themed boots, which you can purchase as a final upgrade. We want Feats of Strength to celebrate early game successes without immediately snowballing the game out of control. We're experimenting with different types of power progression to see how it feels for a reward in the early game to open up more choices in the late game.
We're also introducing Nexus turret respawning. An incredibly frustrating experience is just winning a late game team fight only to lose your Nexus turrets. You kept the game alive, but at what cost? Now it feels like your team is doomed to hang around in your base for another 200 years, babysitting an open Nexus. To give your team a better chance at coming back from these situations, your Nexus turrets will now respawn after a set time once they're destroyed. Now, your team can rally for an epic comeback without having to worry about a backdoor cast-in.
We're also adding some new minor runes to rebalance some of the vision-related options in the domination tree. Sixth Sense, Grizzly Memento, and Deep Ward.
As rally for an epic comeback without having to worry about a backdoor cast-in.
We're also adding some new minor runes to rebalance some of the vision-related options in the domination tree. Sixth Sense, Grizzly Memento, and Deep Ward. As well as a new addition to the sorcery tree called Axiom Arcanist, which makes ultimates more powerful. We also couldn't resist changing items just a little bit. So we're adding some small scope adjustments to tank items and adding a new item called Bloodletter's Curse. Well, new-ish. It'll look familiar if you've spent time in Arena. But if you haven't, Bloodletter's Curse reduces the target's magic resistance from repeated spell hits, which is sort of like an AP version of Black Cleaver.
Finally, let's dig into the biggest update of the season, Otacon, Bringer of Ruin. The new epic jungle monster is drawn to death and destruction. He will spawn only once at 20 minutes on either the top or bottom side of the map, whichever side has seen the most champion damage and kills by 14 minutes. To signal where he'll make his entrance, Otacon's arena will spawn, adding new permanent walls to that side of the map. Otacon's dark influence will also cause blood roses to grow periodically in the areas where champions have been killed. More death means more roses. Blood roses drop bloody petals for your entire team, which stack any number of times and last through the entire game. For each petal collected, your whole team gains a small experience and power boost. So if you see one, grab it.
Otacon has two forms, Ruinous and Voracious. Higher action games spawn Ruinous Otacon, who you might want to fight up close and personal to avoid his constricting rings of damage, which creates the perfect chance for an ace and a steal. Killing Ruinous Otacon grants bloody petals to the team who kills him and spawns a grove of blood roses in the area for anyone to collect. Voracious Otacon spawns in lower action games. He does less damage to his enemies, but as his name implies, is hungrier. As his health gets lower, he gets an increasingly more powerful drain ability based on missing health. The team who takes down Voracious Otacon gets a one-time rebirth buff, similar to Guardian Angel. So now you really have a reason to force that team fight.
We're introducing Otacon for a couple of reasons. First, unless you're T1, a 20-minute Baron is pretty tough to get. So we're moving Baron's spawn back to 25 minutes and providing another mid-game macro option in the form of Otacon. Second, based on how Otacon plays out each game, we hope to see more different and interesting game states in both mid and late game. And we feel that designing an objective whose spawn location, form, and rewards are decided by how you play should make each game of League feel more varied.
Oh my god.
Our goal is for every gameplay change to make League better. As we move to seasons, this remains the same, so these changes were designed for the long term. That said, we'll keep an eye on how they're landing and make adjustments if needed. But for now, Otacon and all the other updates are here to stay for good. We can't wait to see how these go as you start your climbs next year.
As part of building seasons, we took a look at how rewards would be part of the overall seasonal experience. That led us to updating our reward systems. That means things like event passes, champion mastery, honor rewards, etc. We felt that this was a great time to address some problems that have built up. We're going to dive into those details, so bear with us.
First, over the years, these systems have become needlessly complex. With an excessive number of currencies, unnecessary steps to craft and claim rewards, overlapping loot types, we could go on. I've been given some key fragments that you have to then craft into a key that you pair with a chest, that you open up to get another key in a chest and some essence that you open up to get a skin shard that you pair with some orange essence or reroll to eventually get a random skin. That sort of level of unnecessary complexity going on.
Secondly, those systems are all scattered throughout the client. What you can earn, how and where you can track it, etc. sucks. And third, events and the rewards being only sometimes available make some moments less rewarding to play.
So, here are some of the changes we're making.
Okay.
There will always be a battle pass active, with both a free and a paid track, with the price the same as an event pass today. You'll get pass rewards through the tracks, meaning we're removing the event tokens and shop.
There will be 2 passes per season, with them tying into each season's thematic. That means most of the rewards will reflect what's going on in and around the game, and fewer random rewards. We'll have the same number of passes per year at 6, with a longer average duration per pass.
We're also moving most of our scattered reward systems to the free track of those battle passes. So, most rewards will now be in one place, with systems like Honor and Champion Mastery feeding into the pass. For example, having a high Honor level will give bonus to pass experience earned.
You can earn 12 skins per year with the free pass. Half of these skins
Like
will
one
be
like
themed
that's
to the
true.
season you
It's
unlock.
like I can't see.
Will
Damn, you rolling on me? Oh my god. Now you put the leaf on top of the electric thingy too. Man. Like, ew.
Slow, have you watched Arcane yet? Slow. Have you watched Arcane yet or no?
Was that really Vander? Look in his eyes. It had to be. He's too fast to follow. I can learn to me. Just needs something from before.
So like,
And this
Yo.
place is full of memories.
yo.
I should probably turn on the lights to, you know, see and all.
Once he
No,
does.
Marcus is
Oh,
muted.
he's
Yo.
muted right now.
Yo,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Slow like.
There you go. He's not muted no more.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear it though?
Yes, nigga, I can hear you.
Oh, you didn't say something. Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Why would I be able to hear you? Everybody here can hear you.
No, we had troubles hearing him
They had to
earlier.
turn me up. It was
Ain't
having
nobody need to
Discord.
turn you up. You sound normal.
Alright. How much longer in that game?
Hopefully too much longer, not too much longer.
Okay.
They have a York splitting our last open, our last bit inhib.
Okay. What do you guys think of the season 1 for next year? You guys watch that?
The what? Sorry.
The season 1 reveal gameplay and preview and stuff.
Hey folks,
It's
I'm
gonna
Andre,
be
also known as
interesting.
Medla.
I like that
There
they
you go.
reverted the
Restart your
rank
climbs,
reset because
meaning
that
we're
was
remo-
annoying as
It
hell.
means things like event
Yeah.
passes, champion. Those systems are
I'm just
all
happy,
scattered
yeah,
They're
throughout
gonna
the
add
game.
2 new
Right.
dragons
Earn
like in the
pound passes
corners.
per season, with them
If
tying
every team
into
is
each
losing or
season.
something,
Yeah.
gets a dragon in the corner,
6
and I
cents.
don't know, they get power up and bullshit.
Yeah, like
Yes,
these bosses.
and they're
Oddicon
forcing
Dark
people to
Influence
play
will
as a
also-
team
Essence that you
now.
open up
Yeah.
to get a skin shard that you can
Earn 12
download.
skins per year with the free pass. Half of these skins will be themed to the season you unlock them in. We'll also be simplifying the loot and crafting system.
Pretty cool.
Seasons,
I like
each
how they
around
have
8 patches long,
themes to
where we're going
it.
to follow champions around different regions of Runeterra.
It's pretty
Each
cool.
one is
I don't
gonna
like
have
the
its own
new
theme,
boots.
but we're going to have an
They're
overarching
doing a
narrative
lot
that
of
connects them
power
throughout
up shit,
2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well,
each
they're
season's
forcing
theme will be the
people to
anchor
rotate
for
to
most of the
objectives
content
now.
going into the game as well.
In the past, we've had these big releases like Swarm or Spirit of Hearthhome.
Switching gears a bit, I want to talk about another change for next year that isn't quite tied to seasons, but instead by feedback from all of you. Ranked resets. These have been a topic of a lot of conversation in recent years, particularly when it comes to feelings around how often you want to restart your climbs, how fast a climb should be, what feels rewarding versus what feels like a grind, etc. And looking back, we don't think 12 resets a year has been the right call for League. So, we're moving to 6 per year. Okay, just kidding.
Oh my
Please
God,
put down the pitchforks. We're going back to 1 large reset at the start of each year, with no additional resets during the year.
Rank system tuning in terms of the size of the January reset, the number of the games to climb on average, and other systems will be similar to the numbers we used back in 2022 and before. That said, there will still be 3
Okay,
Victoria
slow
skins
down.
you can earn, 1 for each season. If you want to earn each skin, you will need to win 15 ranked games during that season. Again though, neither your visible rank nor your MMR will reset except in January.
Next up, we want to chat about a potential replacement for Quick Play that we'll be trying in some regions. It's called Swift Play, and it's meant to be a lower stakes experience than Summoner's
fucking
Rift,
minion.
though with more strategic elements than you'd find in, for example, ARAM. You'll still have the same core elements that you'd expect to find in a game of Summoner's Rift, you know, farming,
Sorry,
snowballing,
Oliver
team fighting for
literally is playing
objectives,
with my
etc.
buttons, so it's just.
But with added changes to keep all players more competitive, like ramping
Barely
gold and
wants a thumbs
XP
up,
as the game goes
everybody.
on. Those changes won't make it so you can suddenly jump ahead of your opponent if you're 0 and 10, but they will make it so that even if you're down, you're never completely out of the game.
The fact that Swift Play is also less punishing when behind should also make the mode ideal for those of you looking to play with
Tell
friends
me, Tina,
you wouldn't be
you
willing to
good?
put your LP on the line for. As mentioned, Swift Play will be rolling out in January to replace Quick Play in select regions, so we hope you'll give it a try and let us know what you think when it hits live. We also have a blog dropping today with more details, so be sure to check that out. And last, but hopefully not least, we've got some changes coming to the practice tool. Over the years, you've told us that it's a useful but somewhat limited way to get better at League. The most common desire we've seen people bring up is to practice with other players, whether it's in one-on-one duels with a friend or on a full teamfight drill with a pre-made team.
Practice Tool wasn't built with multiplayer in mind. And we've had some cautions about how League could be a lot less fun if the optimal way to get better is to spend almost all your time in Practice Tool rather than playing real games. But we do think we've likely been too cautious here. So we're going to be giving multiplayer Practice Tool a try. You should see that on the PBE soon. It's an experimental feature, and we'll probably encounter an interesting range of bugs. That said though, we're looking into whether we can ship it as part of season start in January. And if that's not on track, we'll give you an update as to where it's up to.
Before we wrap up, one last seasons thing. We'll be changing up how we name patches to match seasons.
Ever doing?
So instead of patch 15.1 coming out in January, it'll be patch 25.s1.1, calling out the year, season, and patch number. Season 2 will then kick off in patch 25.s2.1. You get the idea.
Okay, that is it from us today. The next time you hear from us will be in January, at the start of the season. We'll be back then to share some extra stuff that'll come out later in Season 1. We do want to acknowledge, though, that we've covered most of the big changes that you'll see day one.
Okay. Oh, the skin unlocks probably after the update. Or not, the room, sorry, the room. For, Jinx fixes everything.
I think I'll unlock tomorrow.
Yeah, it says November 26th.
Is that the 26th tomorrow? Yes, it is.
Officially right now, it's the 26th.
I remember doing it every Tuesday.
I need to connect my Twitch to my Discord. How do I do?
No, come on. That's bullshit, guys.
Did he miss Smite?
That was their soul, too. Wait, no, what are you doing there?
Sure, went ahead to push out the wave because it was literally in our base.
Oh, you're good. The Kha'Zix tried to start Baron on his own. It was just me and him. Like, this ain't gonna work.
No. Oh, Yorick's in the base. Oh my god.
There's fucking minions attacking the turret.
Alright, good job. Thank God you were here. Because literally nobody but us backed.
Yeah. Oh, we got Surf Fiddle here.
Subscribers, so they can watch your streams together. Now when it comes to connecting Discord to Twitch, it's really easy.
You ain't getting
Log
away.
into both Twitch and Discord accounts. In your Discord account, click on the cog wheel in the lower left-hand corner to open up the user settings. Click on Connections, then click on Twitch. The next step here is it'll...
However, we have no